world champions. Oh my God.
Sochi 2014 medalist Ashley Wagner spoke about the presence of Russian coaches at the World Championship. Russian coaches Eteri Tupperdz, Daniel Glikengaz and Sergei Dudikov accompanied the Italian Daniel Grassel, as well as Maurice Kvitelishvili and Nika Egids from Georgia. I just watched the men skate at the World Championships. Explain to me why Russian skaters are suspended, but Russian coaches are not, wrote the American in the social network. People questioning the reality of the doping scandal, in my opinion, are simply insane, given all the information we have, the ex-skater added later. Dancing on ice. An American figure skater collapsed on her butt, but this is a new world record. This is how the USA manages referees at the World Championships. This season, ice dancing at the World Championships was expected to be as exciting as possible. The leaders have completed, so it was necessary to build a new hierarchy gradually. It seemed that there would be some kind of intrigue. In the first half of the season, it was like that Canadians became unexpected leaders. At the World Championships in Saitama, we expected a real fight, but everything turned out to be much more boring. After the rhythmic dance, the four couples who were theoretically competing for medals were very close. Chock Bates stood apart, they managed to create a gap. It seemed that in the free program we would see a tough fight, where every mistake would cost a place. Unfortunately, the reality was not so happy. Canadians Lawrence Fournier-Baudry, Nicholas Sorensen and Brits Lila Fur Lewis Gibson were in close proximity after the first day of competition. In the free dance, every inaccuracy, every mistake should have been reflected in its place in the final table. As a result, Lawrence and Nicolay skated perfectly, but Layla and Lewis made a mistake in the twizzle section, because of which their partner was lowered. The Canadians won the free program, but still lost 0.69 points on total points. It can be assumed that the judges gave preference to an interesting program under Lady Gaga, which has become a real phenomenon this season. Therefore, they turned a blind eye to the error and imperfections in skating. True, after the theory is broken, since in the next case everything is vice versa. Piper Gills and Paul Poirier won the Grand Prix final. It looked like they would be fighting for World Championship gold. They showed a chic rental. They did everything perfectly, without fear and clamps, as the day before. Their dance is reminiscent of the old productions of this couple, very original and vibrant. And the Italians Charlene Gignard and Marco Fabri showed a mediocre and boring dance. They have more balanced skating than the Canadians. Both pairs looked convincing and accurate, only now the judges decided to give preference to the Europeans. As a result, Gills Poirier are bronze medalists, and Gignard Fabri are silver medalists. Madison Chock and Evan Bates win the World Championship for the first time in their careers. And there were some surprises here. From the very beginning, in the plate, we saw absolutely crazy allowances, fourth levels on the blocks. And then the fall happened. At the exit from the support, the partner fell on the ice. She just flopped on her ass. The components really suffered from this, but not so much if, for example, yesterday's juniors made a mistake. As a result, the Americans got the best marks in the season, again broke the world record in technique and became the first. Doesn't it remind you of anything? And we celebrate the American Figure Skating Federation for a job well done. The dense arrangement of the strongest athletes after the rhythm dance was not for the sake of fighting in the free dance. The judges seemed to already know in advance who would be in what place. This is especially clearly seen in the way the Canadians were pushed. They were the best in the Grand Prix finals, and here they were definitely not weaker than the Americans and Italians, but they were mercilessly stuck in third place. Even with imperfect performances, the dancers received Sonnenbest and remained in their place. Indeed, all pairs are very close to each other in terms of level, but one must be able to arrange them in such a precise and jewelry way. As a result, instead of a real sport, we saw a manual how to artificially create a hierarchy in ice dancing. There are no undoubted leaders like Papadakis Cizerin. True, their technical records were beaten for 2 days in a row. It's just a mockery of ice dancing. Only strong athletes remained, whose places are determined in a cabinet fight. An unusual picture in the broadcasts. Close-ups from the skate show how steam rises from the ice, sometimes even with twists. What happened, and is everything okay with the rink at the main tournament of the year? The fact is that the stadium in Saitama, a suburb of Tokyo, is record hot. The audience sits in t-shirts, and the athletes are in no hurry to put on jackets after the rentals. In the stands, the temperature is still tolerable, just unusual for figure skating competitions. Spectators usually dress warmly for the skating rink, and a thermos with hot tea or a blanket is not uncommon. But in Saitama, the hall is at least 25 degrees, soda with ice in between is in special demand. Much harder for athletes. All of them going out into the mixed zone, where they give their first interviews after performances, say that they have never been so hot at any competition. Sweat literally flows from some skaters. Therefore, many now go out to journalists with towels to clean themselves up before television interviews. The worst situation is in the rooms under the stands, from where the skaters have to climb to the exit to the ice. A small staircase leads from there no more than 10 steps, but, according to athletes and coaches, while climbing it, it's like a heat wave hits. The dancers after the rhythm dance assure that the temperature difference at the beginning and end of the staircase was 8 degrees. At the exit to the ice, spotlights also add heat. That's why some coaches even keep ice packs ready to help the athletes not overheat. Sauna is the most common comparison you hear from them. Such a record temperature was the reason for the unusual TV picture some skaters ride as if on a show, with special effects from a smoke machine. Fortunately, no one complains about the quality of the coating. The ice does not melt, there are no puddles on it. Unless it is a little softer than usual, but the skaters, according to them, do not interfere. But such ice breaks much faster. The skaters, who perform an hour and a half after pouring, say that it is already quite difficult to skate. The attractiveness of the last starting number and the group falls sharply with such introductions. Yes, it's really summer weather in Saitama right now. It's 26 degrees outside. The end of March in Japan turned out to be unusually warm, but no one expected the same temperature inside the arena, where, in addition to 2 skating rinks, there is also an air conditioning system.